Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to another segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is Asa Mahalla Pehla, composition of the first Nanak. And the recitation, this is an Ashtapadi. There are 8 stanzas to this Shabad, so comparatively long. We'll try to go one stanza at a time. The recitation first. Lekh Asankh Likh Likh man, man maniye sach surat vakhan, kathani badni pad pad par, Lekh Asankh Likh apar, ऐसा साचा तूए को जान, जम्मण मरणा हुक्म पछाण रहाओ, माया मोह जग बाधा जमकाल, बांधा छूटै नाम संभाल, गुर सुख दाता अवर न पाल, हालत परत निभई तुद नाल, शब्द मरै तां एक लिव लाए, अचर चरै तां भरम चुकाए, जीवन मुक्त मन नाम वसाए, गुरमुख होए तां सच समाए, जिन धर साजी गगन आकाश, जिन सब थापी थाप उथाप, सर्ब निरंतर आपे आप, किसे न पूछै बख्शे आप, तू पुर सागर मानक हीर, तू निर्मल सच गुणी गहीर, सुख मानै पेटै गुर पीर, एको साहिब एक वजीर, जगबंदी मुक्ते हਉ मारी, जग ज्ञानी विरला आचारी, जग पंडित विरला विचारी, बिन सतगुर भेटे सब फिरै अहंकारी, जग दुखिया सुखिया जन कोय, जग रोगी भोगी गुण रोए, जग उपजै बिन सै पत खोए, गुरमुख होवै बूझै सोए, महंगो मोल पार अफार, अटल अछल गुरमति धार, पाए मिलै भावै पाइकार, नानक नीच कहे विचार, पाए मिलै पावै पाइकार, नानक नीच कहे विचार. On the futility of the intellectual process, because union with the self, which is the goal of Gurmat, is not accessible to the intellect. And this passage revolves around that idea. So, Lekh Asankh Likh Likh man, Lekh Asankh, innumerable writings, and the Guru is obviously referring here to religious texts. Lekh Asankh, they are beyond count. Likh Likh man, and they proudly proclaim, because people are proud of their scripture, they proclaim the truth. At least they claim to know the truth. But the Guru says, no. Unless the self is realized in the consciousness, man maniye sach surat vakhan, unless the consciousness becomes aware of the self, of the creator within it, unless that happens, kathani, badani, par, all writings are mere argumentation, nothing more than that. And par, they become a burden on the mind. Too much reading gets you trapped in the intellect. Because the Guru says, Lekh Asankh, there may be innumerable texts, but the creator is Alekh and the creator is Apar. Cannot be described. It's ineffable. It is beyond the capacity of the senses. So scriptural pride and scriptural rhetoric can become, indeed it is, a hindrance to realization. And realization is not an intellectual activity, but a mystical union. So what is mystical union? So mystical union implies, it says that the apprehension of spiritual knowledge is not accessible through the intellect. It is mysticism, if you will, is the belief that union, apprehension of spiritual knowledge comes through contemplation, which is japana, and self-surrender, which is bhakti. And that is what Gurmat is all about. And in the Rahau, Aisa sacha, tu eko jaan, tu, addressing us, understand, realize this, Aisa sacha, this truth, Jammana marna, hukam pashan, Jammana marna, coming and going, birthing and dying, creation and destruction, is hukam, is the will of that creator, that sacha, that eternal one. Just understand this, realize this, that what is at play is hukam, not you, in case you had that misapprehension about yourself. But this is our condition. Maya moho jagbada, jamkal maya moh jagbada. Attachment to Maya, Maya, the world of the senses. Maya moh jagbada, caught. We are caught in that attachment because that is how we are designed. We are manufactured that way. It's our default position. Jamkal, we become trapped, shackled in the prison of time. Time is also the same word is used for death, kal. So that is the trap that we are in. Banda chuta, the one who's trapped can release himself or herself, nam samhal, through the door of self-knowledge. Gur sukhadatta avarnapal. Self-knowledge comes through the gur. The gur here is a method, a way. We just spoke about the way of gurmat, which is contemplation, self-surrender, devotion, bhakti. So gur sukhadatta, the gur is the method. It is also the mediator that will show you the door. Avarnapal, don't look for anything else. Halat palat nibhetu danal, it will deliver. What will it teach you? Sabad-a-day ta ek levelai, it'll teach you to die to the ego through a discourse of the sabad, which is a narrative of the creator, the wisdom of the creator. And that will then, ek levelai, it'll turn your orientation. It'll reorient you to the self, because that is what has to happen first before you can encounter the self. So dying to the ego is almost an insurmountable task. It is insurmountable if you don't go to the Guru. Achar chara ta param chukai. Achar, that which cannot be chewed. In other words, that which is insurmountable. But you have to surmount it. That is why you go to the Guru. Jivana mukata mane naam vasai. You have to be released from the ego while alive through naam, through self-knowledge, through virtue. Guru mukh hoye ta sach samay. So you have to be guru-facing. In other words, in order to become like the self, face the Guru. In other words, assimilate the wisdom of the Guru. So dying to the ego is a process. It's an alchemical process that involves the Guru. The Guru here signifying both the mediator and the method by which the psychological lead of our minds, the ego again, the load, is transmuted into spiritual gold. And now the Guru describes the creator, the nature of this creator. Jin tar saji gagan akas, jin sab thapi thap uthap, sarb nirantar ape aap, kise na puche bakse aap. That, jin, it's a pronoun, it's third person, that which holds up the earth within the void. Gagan is the void. That which holds up the earth. Jin tar saji. Tar is support, earth. Saji is to establish. Gagan akas, the firmament, the void. Because out of the void, so in other words, it is supporting the earth in a void, you see. There is no support that is visible. Jin sab thapi. Thapi, to establish. Having established, thap uthap, it destroys. Sarab nirantar ape aap, and yet it is contained within everything that it creates. Kise na push hai, bakse aap. Its grace is its own pleasure. Grace cannot be forced. And then, eulogizing the self, the Guru says, Tu pur sagar, you are pur sagar, you're brimming, you're overflowing, you're complete. Sagar. Sagar means an ocean, a sea, but it is also a synonym for the universe. It is also a synonym for sound. So, Tu pur sagar, so the way I have translated it is you inhabit the universe fully and you are resonating richly within it. Tu nirmal, you are without impediment, because nir is without, mal is literally dirt, which becomes an impediment, an obstruction. So nothing obstructs you. Sach guni gahir, you're eternal and you're a deep ocean of qualities. Sukh manna pete gurpir. So if you want to experience the bliss of this self, go find the Guru, meet the Guru. Gur pete, sukh manna. So the Guru is the minister to the self. Eko Sahib, ek Wazir. Wazir is a minister, the one who actually runs the show. Now he comes to the state of the world. Jag bandi mukte hau mari, jag gyani virla achari, jag pandit virla vichari. Bin Satgur pete sab phire ahankari. So you see, the Satgur remains the key. The world, he says, is imprisoned. Find freedom. Where are we imprisoned? In the ego. Break through. The world seeks knowledge, but rarely lives by it. The world engages with the scriptures, but rarely contemplates. So without the mediation of the Satgur, we will remain imprisoned within the walls of the ego. So this is all that makes the world unhappy. Jag dukhiya, sukhiya jan koy. Happiness is rare. Jag rogi, pogi gun roy. The world is afflicted because it has been robbed of its vitality by indulgence. Jag upaje bin se pat khoi, the world is born and it dies, it loses its honor. In other words, it doesn't accomplish what it was meant to. And only the Guru guided understand this. And in conclusion, the Guru speaks about the price one has to pay for this union. He says, Mehengo mol, heavy is the price, par afar, of union. Mehengo mol, and it is heavy. You have to pay a price. Atal ashal gurmati tar. For that, adopt the way of the Guru. Gurmati tar. If you want to access that eternal self, gurmati tar, earn the pleasure of the self. Earn the pleasure. How? Pae mile, pawe paikar. Through love and contemplation. Earn the pleasure of the self. And the concluding line, Nanak neech kahe vichar, the lowly Nanak presents his thought. So without the Satgur, that principle, that mediator and that mediation, breaking through the walls of the ego is impossible. And if we don't find the Satgur, then we will remain confined, which means we will remain conditioned and afflicted. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.